The Hindu, Monday 30th November 2015. Let me read a news item. Boy stuck in borewell found dead. Body of a 3-year-old Rakesh retrieved after 24 hours. Did you hear this? Did you read this?
Yes.
Last month we heard about that little girl, 3-year-old, who died in the lift. Do you remember that?
Yes.
What's wrong? What's happening? Is it carelessness? Is it laziness? In my opinion, I think most of us have a low REQ. So TMOD, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I know you're wondering what is this new vitamin or animal or fruit. Well, have you heard about IQ? What is IQ? Intelligence quotient. So that's a number which tells you what is your mental ability. Have you heard about EQ? Emotional. That tells you what is your score on the emotional intelligence. So what is REQ? Don't Google, you will not find it. This is something that I was compelled to coin based on all what's happening in the country. It means risk estimation quotient, or in other words, risk assessment quotient. This is not official, so don't go and quote this. This is not legal. This is just for the speech. So let me explain what is REQ. REQ basically means an ability to assess the risk in your environment. For example, I take you to a mountain top, 10,000 feet. There is very little space there. And you look down. You know you will not even find your bones if you fall. Will you play cricket?
No.
Who said that? Yes. You got to be a kid, or you got to be kidding. But what if you were to leave a 1 or 2-year-old toddler? What would he or she do? Run, right? Why? Because we as adults are able to estimate the risk. Kids cannot. So dear friend, we are living in the city on the edge, and most of us do not have an estimation of the risk. How many times have you seen a biker going on the opposite side even without helmet? Often. Is it risky? It is. How many times have you read children falling in the borewells? How many times? How many times have you seen kids putting their head out of the window? A driver without a belt, seat belt, and somebody walking on the road and looking down and crossing. What's wrong? Don't they care for their life? What's wrong? Don't they know there is risk? My answer is no, they don't know there is risk. If there is an accident that happens, they will think, it's my fate, it's bad omen. So what is the answer for this? If you look at it deeply, all these accidents are avoidable. How do we solve this? Well, I have not written a thesis. This is based on my personal experience. I can say that one of the ways is to be aware of risk. For example, you are sitting in this room. Is there a risk to your life? No. But what if you step out of this hall, go onto the road and walk on the street? Is the risk there? The risk goes up, right? For example, you are here enjoying, maybe playing TT. But if you go to a beach resort, near the beach, near the water, what happens? The risk goes up. You are at home watching TV, there is no risk. But the moment you get into the kitchen, there is hot boiling water or oil. Is there risk? The risk goes up. So I would say, dear friends, be aware. We are living in an environment in this planet where the risk is not consistent everywhere. There is high risk places, low risk places. Take care of yourself and your children. What is the next step? Obviously, the moment you are aware, what happens is gradually you are building a thermostat in your body, which is aware of risk. And the next step, what you do is, you will take an action. For example, you are sitting here, but when you go out on the street, you don't walk on the road, you walk on the footpath. If you are riding your bike, you will wear your helmet. If you are driving your car, put your seat belt. If you see hot water boiling or oil, you will not allow kids to go there, right? That's a simple action you take. And I think that is what is as simple as that. But that doesn't mean that in this life there will be no accidents or mishaps. If you were in MH370, Malaysian Airlines, what would have happened to you? You would not be here. So what do? Next time you fly the aeroplane, and the aeroplane takes off 3,000 feet, I need to be careful, I need to be aware of risk. Relax, enjoy the flight, you can't do anything. It's unavoidable. Do things where it is avoidable, where it is in your control. Right? No, we as humans have misplaced priorities. Which means, what should be number 1 is number 10, and what should be number 10 is number 1. If you were to ask somebody, why don't you invest in stocks? What is the simple answer? There is risk. I would rather invest in FD. There is safety. What happens? What will you lose? Your money? If you are young, you can get it back. But what if you lose your hand or your feet or your whole life? Can you get it back? So my dear friends, let us all be aware of risk in our environment and increase our REQ. Risk, estimation, quotient. Don't quote this out of this, okay? So by doing that, who knows, you may be doing a commendable job. Thank you.